dodged the hamster last second.
Hold on. How did your brother manage to get a hold of a hamster without you knowing?
I don't even know. There's not even a pet shop nearby. Oh. Welcome to the zoo.
Welcome to the zoo.
Episode 2. Sorry about that.
Episode 2.
How are you, Zet?
I'm doing great today. How are you, Lew?
Oh, I'm amazing, yeah.
Okay, last time I asked you that, you didn't want me to care about you. I'm getting mixed signals here.
I'm getting used to you now, Zet. You're like a pet. I'm kind of you.
What?
Well, I'm like a pet. You know, I've gotten used to you. I'm getting used to your home.
Right. You saved that last second.
I'll snuggle up in the bed with you. You can stroke. So yeah, as you can see, in our new profile pictures, you know, the ones that are on screen now, we've got some nice art. Can you see that, Zek? Look down.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I'm looking up. Mine's above me.
Oh, what the hell? Why are you so low down?
I don't know.
So yeah,
help.
Help. Zet, I'm not helping you. You got to help me on your pet. So yeah, this is made by FlowDog from our Discord server. Say something, Zet. How'd you like it? So yeah, if you want to like submit any of the art, because we'll feature you on this podcast, you can do so by sending it on the Discord server or our Twitters at Zet0r or at Lewjaaa, and we'd love to feature you on the Zew 3, the Zew 4, the Zew 5, or the Zew 6.
But not the Zew 7. That one's reserved.
I thought episode 11 was reserved.
Yeah. No, that one doesn't exist.
Zet, don't spoil it.
Episode 11.
Oh god. Let's not talk about the Thought Forest again today. What I want to talk about, Zet, is... do you know Left 4 Dead 2? We spoke about it last podcast.
We played it a lot.
We've played it
back
a lot.
in the days.
Back in the day. And so the developers, I forgot their name. I should have researched this. But I think it's Turtle Rock or something. Don't quote me on that. Turtle Rock Studios. No, I think you're right.
Ooh, quote me on that.
So they're making a new game, Zet. Do you know Left 4 Dead 2 style or Left 4 Dead style? Called Back for Blood. I think it's called. Back.
And is the 4 also a number 4?
Yeah, obviously, Zet. In the true Left 4 Dead fashion, they're keeping the 4. And I'm really excited for it, Zet.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. So it's basically the same thing, Zet. It centers around like 4 survivors, campaigns type stuff. And,
but it's not Left 4 Dead. It's like a different universe.
Well, it's not created by Steam this time. Because, last time, Turtle Rock was kind of commissioned by Steam to create it, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this time, I think they're doing it standalone.
Steam is Valve is like the owner of the IP. Yeah. Left 4 Dead. So if they are independent now, they probably aren't even legally allowed to use it.
No.
So it has to be something new.
Back for Blood. But the thing is,
Back for Blood.
Yeah, they've been independent for a while, and they did create Evolve, which I did play. Did you ever play?
I didn't play it, but I saw it. It looked pretty cool. No, it looked cool though. I heard bad things about it, but it looked cool.
Yeah, it definitely looked cool, but it was definitely a train wreck. Sorry, developers, you're probably gonna watch this. No, I'm joking. But I've
heard that as well. I'm pretty sure they know, and hopefully,
yeah, they do.
Hopefully, they'll. That's going to be a good thing for them, as in they can make sure that Back for Blood is not a train wreck, because it sounds like it would be awesome. Left 4 Dead 3 was rumored like a year, or maybe, I can't remember, not a year, more than a year ago.
Oh my god,
and
it's been
obviously
rumored for like
never seen
6 years, Zet, honestly. No, genuinely, I've been keeping up with Left 4 Dead news because I love this game, and it's been rumored for 6 years.
Well, I was off by a massive margin.
So long, honestly.
Yeah, then we never heard anything about it, and here we go. Back for Blood is back for PC, I guess.
Well, hopefully. Whatever, but I'm excited for it. But the thing is with Evolve,
really cool.
Evolve, I went to Insomnia, I think it was I-58, and which is a convention in the UK. So I went there, and we played... Who are the developers? So was it just Turtle Rock Studios who made Evolve?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty. It's Turtle Rock. I don't remember. Was it 2? I don't remember if I saw 2K. 2K is the ones that made Borderlands.
Yeah. You know, it was 2K. And I played.
Okay, I remembered right.
I played the new. Oh, what was that one game they made, which was kind of like Overwatch, Borderlandsy.
I remember it, but I don't remember the name.
Right. Okay, that's gonna.
What was it?
Be
it wasn't
weird.
Bloodborne. Was it?
Oh,
it was something Born.
Yeah.
But Bloodborne is like a Dark Souls like game.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
No, this is really annoying that I don't know the name of it. But anyway, yeah, I played it. I played that, and the whole thing crashed. And they gave me the game Evolve for free because we didn't have a good experience. I was so excited.
God.
I was so excited to go home and play it. I played it for like 30 minutes and I deleted it. I uninstalled it. I hated it.
That's fast.
Yeah,
holy crap.
I
think I've seen more than 30 minutes of gameplay and you just heard me say it looked cool.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I didn't like it. So I'm hoping that they pull their crap together.
I think I'm also just generally less critical when it comes to games.
No, I think so.
Maybe it might just be me.
So I can play the worst game with you and you'll be like, yeah, but the animations are cool. No, Zet, it's a trash game. Look, open your eyes, Zet.
Look, the instruction manual has proper grammar. The box art is on the box, please.
The Discord things too. It has over 200 people. Zet,
it has more than 2 people playing, 2 of us.
Oh my god, Zet, you find the positives in anything, which is a positive itself, so that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, which applies to everything except the Zew.
Excuse me? Zet, do you want to repeat that and explain?
I cannot find a single positive thing about this podcast. The end.
Wow. Okay. I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know what to say to that either.
Anyway, yeah, talking about zombie games, right? No, I recently sent you this thing, right? Because I'm a big zombie game fan. And
the World War C game.
Yes, they just revealed that. Or did they just reveal it? Or
I don't know. You sent me that and I saw it and I was like,
I
cool.
know. I just looked at the trailer. It was a nice trailer where the developers and whatever were talking about it. Whatever. Did you watch?
More like a development log than I did.
Yeah.
More like a log than a trailer.
So
I was impressed by the amount of zombies. Holy crap.
Of zombies were the main thing that captured me in that video.
Yeah.
And the fact
that it looked proper, like I was just about to say proper mental. That's something you would say.
Proper mental.
But like it looked like they took the according to what they said, they took like the AI of the zombies, and then when zombies herd together in a crowd, it's replaced by a single AI, so like one crowd.
Yeah.
And that's how they optimize it. So with that, they can basically add so many more zombies because there aren't actually more zombies. They merge.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's really
there's
cool.
So many of them that, I mean, if you've ever seen World War Z, I don't know if you have, Zet.
I haven't.
Oh, it's a great game. They actually come to Cardiff at one point, where I'm from.
Wait, World War Z is a movie, isn't it?
It's a movie. Yeah, it's based off a book. If I'm not mistaken.
You just said it's a great game.
It's a great game. Okay.
You ever seen World War Z? No, it's a great game.
It's a great game. No, it's a great movie starring Brad Pitt. But in it, they go to I'm not too sure. It's like a deserty area.
Right.
And they all pile up the wall, all the zombies, in a pyramid fashion, And
I saw that from
the
development log video. Yeah.
They emulate that
on the game. That looked so cool. I mean,
how awesome is that?
When I saw that first, like from the clip from the movie, I was like, that's kind of stupid. Zombies forming a giant tower? What? Yeah. And then I saw it in game, and then it just looked cool.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? Does it make sense? I don't know, but that they all scramble to the top, and the ones who didn't kind of make it the furthest are just left in the pile, and they're just climbing on top of each other. Yeah, I think it would make scientific and physical sense. Yeah.
But I am not a scientist, so don't quote me on that either.
Well, are you sure? I don't know if you're not a scientist or not, but in the movie, right? The zombies are ridiculously fast. Like, they're the fastest zombies I think I've ever seen in any universe of zombies, Like,
right?
They can run so fast.
They looked really fast in the game as well.
Have you ever seen I Am Legend?
No.
Oh my god, Zet!
I don't watch movies.
Alright. Well, anyway, this is another zombie movie. They're just extremely fast zombies. And
yeah.
It's just, I'm excited for it. I'm really excited to play it.
What I think is the most interesting about the zombies sort of crawling on top of each other is that, like, in previous zombie games like Left 4 Dead and Call of Duty zombies and stuff like that. If you walk across like a balcony in a mall, you know zombies are going to come from the front and from the back. You're like, it's a straight line, like a catwalk over someplace. But here now, they can come from the side as well, which is just a straight drop down because they just form a massive pyramid.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes a little bit of time,
it's
but
crazy.
could you imagine if you walk backwards across some catwalk like that and you're just shooting at a herd coming from the front of you, and you think it's clear behind you because you looked before, and then you look back a little while later, and suddenly there's a giant pyramid, and zombies are coming over from behind you as well, and you're pinned down.
It sounds great. It sounds real good.
That sounds crazy. Left 4 Dead had something similar back to Left 4 Dead with the hunter, in that he could jump around everywhere and be places you wouldn't expect. But this isn't one hunter. It's like all of them.
This is a big horde of zombies which will come at you real fast. I'm really excited.
Just imagine Left 4 Dead, but every zombie is replaced by a hunter.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
That will be terrifying.
What was your favorite? This is a weird ramble, but what was your favorite infected in Left 4 Dead? I want to know.
It was Hunter, actually.
Was it Hunter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved playing as Hunter, where I would deliberately not really care about the survivors, and I would just try and do parkour. Because he could do...
There were Hunter parkour maps, weren't there?
Yeah, exactly. And I played some of those. It wasn't... because I didn't even know that until I saw like some videos about it at some point. That Hunter doesn't just jump from the ground. He can also just jump from the wall. And I made it my goal every time I played Hunter that I would just... Instead of jumping directly at the person, I would jump to the side to the building and then jump at them, and I would just shout "trick shot" or something. And I think I got you with it a couple of times back in the day as well.
You probably did. I mean, I was just a little innocent person walking by, and
just a
trick
little
shot
innocent
Zew. Well, I never. Do you know what? Since I never really grew an appreciation for Zew until Dead by Daylight.
I know.
Like I always used to play coach, and I will never ever let anyone play Zew again, ever again. That is my person. She's my baby.
What was your favorite infected?
What was my favorite infected?
Yes.
My favorite infected probably was a charger. I mean, the greatest thing about the charger was like charging people off the map.
Yeah, off the map.
So what was that one map? It wasn't Dead Center. It was Mercy. No Mercy.
Oh.
Yes.
Right.
Do you know when you're going through the corridors at the first chapter?
I don't remember anywhere you can be charged off map there.
There is just there is a whole balcony section. Am I talking about the right one? No, I'm not.
I think you're talking about the mall.
Yeah, the mall. So Dead Center. Yeah, I was right. Crap.
Yeah.
I was right the first
time. Because if you go right outside, you have to
Yeah.
go outside by the balcony ledge to get into another window.
Yeah. Man, that was prime territory. There was a window at the end of a corridor as well. Did you ever see that one?
I remember. That's a classic.
Yeah,
but also
great,
also with the tank, sometimes I think there was times where I think he spawns around that time, so he just comes out the window and just knocks people back down.
Yeah, exactly. Bloody hell.
No, I think the map I'm thinking about is the I think it's Heavy Rain, where you
Heavy Rain.
It was called Heavy Rain, right?
One of my I don't know if it's called Heavy Rain.
That was like a back and forth map, but I think in the middle chapter or on both ways, you go into this sort of concrete
Hard Rain. Was it Hard Rain? Sorry.
Hard Rain, yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy Rain is another game.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it can't be the same.
Concrete like skeleton of a building, like you got pillars at the corners and just straight concrete floor, and there was the corn outside, and once you took the elevator up, falling back outside was an insta death. And there was just open everywhere. That was Charger heaven.
It's like he's a great character to just kill people instantly with. Oh no, I was right though. In No Mercy, you go through that whole construction area in the hospital.
Right.
Do you remember the whole floor? I
don't think I played No Mercy more than a couple of times.
Really?
So the only thing I remember about No Mercy is the second to last chapter, which I think is in the hospital itself, and then the last chapter where you're on the roof.
You're on the roof. Yeah. Well, there is one I think before the second to last one where you're on a completely empty floor where it's just construction, and there is so many windows open where you could just charge people up. It's amazing. Anyway, we're going off on a bit of a tangent.
It rings bell, but I can't quite remember.
Yeah. So what was he? I'm excited. How about you? Very excited?
I saw the trailer and it looked really cool. But in general, third-person sort of survival shooters, they don't really pique my interest that much because it looks a bit like in first person. I don't know what difference it really is because you could take any third-person game, turn it into first person, and that drawback would be completely gone for me. I wouldn't know better. But I feel like just in general sense, third-person games like The Division, we played that at one point, the beta for it. That's a cool game, but I feel like it would be better first-person.
I completely agree that first-person is better than third-person in most senses. I mean, a couple games do it well, but...
So, about World War C, it looks very technically impressive. It looks very impressive in terms of having a lot of zombies. It looks very unique in terms of the gameplay events. I don't know. That it'll open up for. No, that was the right thing. It will. It will. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it until I've seen like proper gameplay, because the trailer didn't show us what the game was actually about. Is it survive 10 minutes? They talked about how it's going to be like small 15-minute sessions. Is it like Left 4 Dead, get to the end of the map? Is it like survival, just survive 10 minutes? Is it PvP? There were PvP modes, but so it's not only that.
You're very technical I want to know more about this stuff, Zet, because I look at this game and I'm like, zombies shooting people, shooting things, cool, I want to buy it. You're like, third-person aspect isn't exactly what I was hoping for.
And this came just before what we just talked about.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not critical of games.
Oh my god! I think it comes.
No, I think I have I call it an ability, and that's because I just know so many people that don't have this ability to judge a game separately from my own tastes. So I can look at a game and I can say, I don't think I would like it. But I can also look at a game and say, that's a great game. And I'm looking here at World War C, and it looks a great game from what I know. I don't know too much about the gameplay, but I don't think I would like it
I feel like me and you share that. There are a few people, which don't share that. Wow, call someone out right now. But yeah, no, I think I do share that in the fact that...
It seems to me like the majority don't share it. They have an opinion, but that opinion isn't them not liking the game or the movie or the show. It's the show being bad or the game or the movie.
Yeah.
Which is pretty common.
It's just not opinion-based, is it?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably, a lot of people know it's an opinion deep down, and we know that when we talk to people like that. But the subconscious choice of words that way kind of just shows either you're that type of person or you're the other.
They say it like a fact, which is like, oh, can you hear the birds in the background?
I can hear the seagulls.
Yeah.
They're shouting out, they're like, this is a bad podcast.
Look, okay, we've had some people interrupt the podcast, and
when did we import animals? When did we import pigeons?
Pigeons.
Why did I say pigeons? I was going to say, when did we import seagulls into the zoo?
Oh my god, this gives it the zoo vibe. Oh well,
there you go,
smart,
perfect.
Zet. You're smart.
Yeah, you pigeons, no seagulls.
Oh my god. All right, moving on.
I'm smart.
We'll forget this mistake. We'll forget this mistake, Zet.
We'll forget this ever happened. So episode 3.
Welcome to the zoo. What do you mean by episode 3? I just went with that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I bet we forget all about episode 2, which is this one.
Right. Oh god.
Just cut it here and just start up the next episode. This one never existed.
Bleep. Right, Zet. Do you want to start the episode?
Welcome.
Hi. Zet, I've heard you. What new games are you looking at right now, which are coming out? Are there any that are tickling your fancy?
I never played any of the Halo games, but because Halo is just so popular. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, which considering I know nothing about Halo, I don't even know what that contains, but I'm guessing it's like Halo 1, 2, 3 or something like that. It's coming to PC.
Yeah, it is.
It was previously an Xbox exclusive, and I was always I've been a PC gamer for a very long time. But before that, when I was in my console peasant days.
I was on God. So you're calling many people out right now.
I'm calling out everyone here. Get a PC, man. No,
get a PC, guys.
No. There's nothing wrong with consoles. I was a PlayStation guy, and so was a lot of people in Denmark. It seemed like PlayStation was just the dominant one.
Everyone here was Xbox 360.
Literally everyone here was PC. So I never heard anything, not PC, PlayStation.
I didn't even pick up on that. I was just like, yeah, go on.
I never played any of the Halo games, and then even as a kid, I was on YouTube a lot, and obviously it was back then when it was Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2 commentaries. Yeah. And then there was some Halo mixed in there. And then Halo got more and more popular. It never took over Call of Duty, but it was like the second most popular game.
Yeah, so on Xbox is very, very popular, yeah.
That just tells me that game must be good.
I can tell you for one that it's amazing. I mean, I did used to play it.
I wanna check it out when it comes out.
100% we will. So we will check it out.
Is it a co-op game? Or is it single player only?
You're asking the wrong person, but I mean, okay. I played Halo Reach, which is in the Master Chief Collection, and Halo 3,
right,
which is also in it, and more so of Halo Reach. But I know it had a nice little game type called Forge, Halo Forge, and
I think I've seen that. That's like a custom map. That was type of thing.
Community made maps and stuff.
Yeah, and I saw people just do really stupid stuff, like a giant football with cars.
It's exactly like, normal. I think this kind of sparked like we stand at the bottom of this ramp while cars come down and you have to dodge them type things.
That mode.
Yeah, they sparked all types of modes like that and stuff. And me and my friends used to come home from high school, primary school, and play that all day. It was amazing. And Robbie played it with me. It was Mr. Rogan.
Halo's like a Call of Duty type of game, right? You got a campaign and you got the multiplayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is the campaign in Halo co-op, or is it single player only?
I don't know.
Right, because if it's co-op,
so long ago. I didn't
if it's co-op, we should look at playing that.
Yeah, 100%. I know that Halo 4 was co-op. Oh my god, I'm so bad. I don't know. Halo co-op. I'm breaking the fourth wall. I have to do it. The Master Chief Collection is apparently co-op.
The entire thing?
Just keep talking.
Admittedly, I'm not much of a single player person. I play single player a lot more now when I do when I stream on Sundays. I play Let's Play games, which are either single player or co-op. But before that, I never really played anything single player. It was always, Gmod, Left 4 Dead, or sort of multiplayer games like that, or not playing at all.
I was exactly the same.
I don't know if the Halo game is gonna be a game I might stream on a Let's Play thing, but if it's not gonna be like that, if it's too old or not that interesting to stream, but something that I should just play, then admittedly, I'm probably not going to if it's single player.
Yeah. Really? Wow.
I'm excited for the game, but at the same time, I just never get around to play single player.
That's fair, yeah. But I gotta tell you, the new Halo, the newest Halo games, I played 4, and I bloody loved the campaign. I was so into it, the single player campaign.
I'm definitely sure it's good. I played. I was one of the guys who played Call of Duty just for the campaign.
Oh right, yeah.
Not all of them, but at some point when I got bored of the multiplayer, but my brother, who was younger than me, got into the multiplayer, so he bought the newer Call of Duties. I would just play through all of their campaigns and nothing else.
Yeah.
And that was exciting, right? It's I guess looking back at it, it's a bit shallow with just get from A to B, shoot some people on the way and don't die.
No, but you don't really care about that. Right?
I looked at it as like a cinematic, right? So it's more like a movie where you just happen to be a character. It's not like it has choices, but neither does an actual movie. You're just in it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Exactly. And a lot of, especially in the Modern Warfare series, a lot of the scenes were really cool with the cinematics, the elevator falling, your camera, your guy grabbing onto the ledge, stuff like that. That was just really cool. So I would totally be into Halo if its campaign is cool like that. Yeah. I just don't know if I would play it because I never play single player.
I mean, it's very alien-y, very, sci-fi, ships and war and aliens.
and aliens. I mean, I obviously know how the characters from Halo are.
Yeah.
So if it's co-op, then that's gonna give me like a weird way motivation to play it, as if it's better when it's not really. It's the same thing, but it's like when you have someone to play with, you're just more likely to say, "Hey, let's continue this that day," and then actually do it. So like with Halo being like next to Call of Duty on YouTube, like that's what tells me it's a great game, which is really weird. Do you also have the thing where a game that you know nothing about, like nothing at all, maybe not even the trailer, maybe you just hear the name and nothing else, but you hear it all the time. You hear it from friends in school, you see it on YouTube, even if you don't watch the video, you see it on the thumbnail or in the title, and that just sort of makes you think it's a good game without having even seen it.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah,
that's kind of weird. That's exactly what Halo is for me. But like on the contrary, you can have games that are great. But you never see them because you never hear anyone talk about them. You never see them on YouTube or other internet places. And then that makes you think that the game came out and then it sort of just died. It failed.
That's exactly, because I can name an example. Like, I mean, Robbie plays Devil May Cry, right? I've never ever seen gameplay of that game. Yeah. I've never wanted to learn about it, but when I think of it, I'm like, I won't like that game, just because I've never ever thought about and looked at the game.
Right.
It's really.
I think another example for me, which is a pretty recent example, is so Dying Light. Right. Dying Light was a game that I think I saw it when its E3 trailer or like one of those pre-release type of trailers came out, and it looked super cool, like parkour and zombies and open world. It was like, I know people say it's a Mirror's Edge zombies game.
Dead Island.
Back then, I thought Assassin's Creed and zombies because I didn't really know Mirror's Edge that much. And it just looked super cool. I was super excited for it. And then now, like up until like a few days ago, I always thought the game was meh. Not bad, just like meh.
Right.
Because I never seen it, right? And then it gets suggested that I play that at some point on streams. And I decide, okay, sure, I'll check it out. And I check out its score. And it has an actual like Metacritic score of 83, which is really high. So it was an actual really good game. And that just turned my view upside down, because obviously I thought it was a mech game, but I based it on nothing but the fact that I just never heard of it. Yeah, that's weird, because I watch a bunch of YouTubers who actually did play it, and I saw it in thumbnails and I saw it blah blah blah, and DLC has come out and they've played it further, and I'm like, oh my god, that must be a good game. So it's kind of different how we thought like that. And I know for sure that you would like it as well. Yeah, I'm very sure that it would be my type of game, and I'm very sure that, that's odd that for this game itself, our tastes would be relatively the same. So you liking it and me thinking it was meh, just based on what we see outside the game. It's kind of really interesting. I can tell you another example of a game which like kind of did that for me, but the opposite effect. I've been watching like a bunch of people like upload Satisfactory. It's a new game called Satisfactory, which I mean I didn't know much about, but I kind of instantly grew to it because I kept seeing it in my timeline, in my subscriptions. I was like, okay, this must be a good game. So I clicked on a video and I was like, okay, I do like it. It's a great game. But it's so weird how you have these preconceptions because you've heard of a game, like Dying Light, but you never actually saw gameplay, or you thought it died out. You thought it was a bad game. It's kind of mad. It's really weird. For me, that's the opposite of Dying Light, because I've seen gameplay of Dying Light, which I should like, but I didn't see thumbnails and stuff, so I thought it would die. And I've seen no gameplay of Satisfactory. I haven't even clicked on the videos that I've seen in my subscription feed or anything, and I still think it's a good game. I only literally just today watched the trailer for the first time. Oh my god. It's so weird how we make assumptions, isn't it? It's such a massive assumption as well. Because it could be, I mean, I guess there is some level of truth to it. If a lot of people play it, it has to be because it's good. And especially if a lot of people play it repeatedly instead of just once. So maybe it's not that strange after all, but it's kind of weird because this can spread to a lot more than just YouTube and games. This can spread to real life.
People can make this very advertiser worthy. They can kind of use it to their advantage. If they see it more, people will like it more. I think that's kind of how I see it.
But you could spread it to stuff like movies.
Yeah,
could you imagine, like, everyone talks about Marvel movies. You got the whole Infinity War and Endgame thing. So you're thinking, unless you're a type of person who just deliberately doesn't like that type of movie, you're thinking you want to go see it. But then some other superhero movie comes out at some point that you never really hear of, and it just completely skips your radar, even if it might be better. I don't know if it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
have a first-hand example of exactly this.
Right.
I have a but because I've just moved to uni, and I've got oh my god, it feels like I've just moved. It's been like half a year, maybe more. So I've moved to uni, made a few friends here, and one of them hates superhero movies, and I'm very confused by this. So we all kind of make him watch a marathon of superhero movies, and he bloody loves them. He's like, these are great movies, but he's only made that assumption off of the hype and kind of the way they look or whatever. But they're great movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a first hand. It's crazy how people do that.
The whole "don't judge a book by its cover" is kind of true, and yet people always do it.
It's mad.
Don't think you can really blame them, because that seems like just such a natural thing, right? It would be hypocritical to blame anyone for it, because you do it without even realizing. We just talked about the games. Didn't even realize it. Didn't even think I was wrong in that Dying Light would be a mech game. Didn't even it might be a good game, but doesn't look like it. It was just straight up, that game died.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Could you imagine taking this to
with you, by the way?
Yeah, we should play it sometime.
100%. I love that. Oh, I mean, I love the look of that game. I've not played it either, but I know that it's a good game. I've not really seen gameplay either.
Right.
I've just know it's a good game. I've heard reactions and whatever.
Could you imagine if you take this phenomena, just extend it to something really stupid, like a burger and
snakes have a really bad rep, but people
imagine
who own them,
a new burger in McDonald's or something, and everyone buys it except you. Just everyone always buys it, and suddenly you just want to eat it.
I think that's a thing, right?
You just really want to try it.
But that is stupid, but it's a thing.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, I've never tried, Pop-Tarts. I've never tried Pop-Tarts, but I really want to try them because a lot of people talk about trying them.
Yeah, the same for me actually with Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. So
but they're not that common here in Denmark, so the only way I know of them
every shop here.
is through the internet, and then I just look at it like a thing that I'll probably never encounter.
Yeah. If we go to Insomnia, I'll buy you a Pop-Tart. Boom.
And one for yourself as well.
Do you know what? I'm just going to buy you one. And I'll see your reaction, and I'll want it even more.
Yeah. Unless I take one bite and then never talk about it again, because then you'll think it died.
Pop-Tarts aren't cool anymore, guys.
Yeah.
They've died.
Literally hyped up in 5 minutes and died in 2.
They were hyped up for bloody 19 years. Died in a second. That's a rip.
Just my entire life, I grew up thinking Pop-Tarts would be great, but then this one guy took a bite, and that was the moment it died. It's a tragedy, man. It's a real tragedy.
A nice tragedy.
R.I.P. Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, that's a rip.
But if you take that burger example, right? If you had a lot of friends that suddenly ate it and you want to eat it, but then if you didn't have any friends that ate burgers ever in general, or maybe you just didn't have any friends.
That's a rip.
It's close to home, man. No. No, but then you wouldn't even bother thinking about it. You would just go in there and order your regular.
Yeah, exactly. But because people are eating it, you're like, I wonder.
That's just like
amazing.
Indirect advertisement.
This is
advertisement in general is just so effective.
I think this is probably just a really obvious thing to people, and we're just now discovering it. And we're like, oh my god, how is influence a thing? And people are like, duh. It's been a thing for like 200.
When you put the word influence on it. Yeah. That's okay.
We're
You're right.
talking about influence for like 10 minutes and how it's so effective when it's already been established.
Didn't even bring up the fact that, like, we talked about YouTube and thumbnails and stuff as well. Didn't even bring up the fact that YouTubers are also known as influencers.
Oh my god.
You know, I always thought up until this point right now, I always thought sponsorships for gaming YouTubers from games, you know, where they play a specific game for a couple hours because they were sponsored by that game. I always thought that was like a you know, a fair deal, and it would probably advertise the game to people who thought it looked interesting just from seeing the gameplay, right? But now, after what we just realized, maybe just the fact that they upload a video, whether you watch it or not, will influence you.
Well, I mean, it's in your brain then. You're like, this person played this game. And then you
might see another person sheeple, we're being controlled.
Oh my god. This is a whole control. Oh my god. The government controlling us. The frog's gay. The frog's gay. The water's
unsubscribe to everyone on your subscriptions feed except Lewjaaa and Zet, obviously.
You. Zew is the only thing that won't influence you.
Yes.
Go by Dying
the
Light.
Zew.
Whoa.
Listen to the Zew. You know, I get a sudden urge to play Left 4 Dead right now.
Yeah, same. And I really want to listen to the first episode of the Zew podcast if I haven't watched the second one already. It's really odd. We should.
You know, when people suddenly talk to me a lot about one game, that makes me want to play it.
But it's kind of, I've realized I get influenced every day, Zet. Because,
you know, I don't even realize it, but I probably do too.
Yeah. No, because I'm a very big Harry Potter fan, right?
Yeah.
And I've subscribed to Pottermore, which is J.K. Rowling's official website for Harry Potter stuff.
Right. Does that turn you gay?
Does that turn you gay? Maybe. Maybe for some people. Maybe that. Maybe. Okay. But anyway, like, I get like not daily, but maybe every other day I get emails from Pottermore talking about new Harry Potter stuff.
Okay.
And I don't even really read the emails, but I see the title of the emails. I'm like, interesting.
Right,
let me click off. Yeah. But recently, there's been I think maybe a month ago, it's been this new bloody iOS game or phone game, right, called Harry Potter Wizards Unite. And I'm so obsessed with it. I don't know why. Because it's come up in my emails then. This new game.
I've tried a similar thing.
Sorry?
I've tried a similar thing. I can't put up any specific game on it, but I just remember seeing emails that I don't even read. But just the fact that I continuously see the name, it feels like, you know,
crazy,
that's something I should check out sometime. And
I've been researching Zet. I'm like, this game seems interesting. Let me have a look. And now I'm so much more excited than I should be for it.
It proper worked on you, man.
It worked so hard, and I've only now realized why it worked. Because I was influenced.
That kind of just a whole influential thing. That kind of like relates to something. So you know how we just recently with the whole Dead by Daylight Ash DLC?
Mm-hmm.
Right, we played it. We made a video on it. I think that video was great. I'm really satisfied with it. That took a lot of work, but I think it was great.
Yeah, I liked the video. Very good. I mean, let's just give the audience a little behind the scenes. It was like more than 2 hours, right? We recorded for.
We recorded. I think the entire footage was 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Cut into a 12-minute video.
Yeah.
How we need to applaud Zet on the work for that, because that is a lot. That is a lot.
I love how you hear just one applause in the back.
I'll add a track.
I put more than 20 hours into that video alone, which is a lot. Considering a normal video takes about 8 hours, which is already a lot. This is more than twice that. Mm-hmm. And I did that on 3 days. Take 20, divide it by 3, spend that amount of hours every day.
Yeah.
Just on this.
20 divided by 3. You think I'm joking?
Google 20 divided by 3. It's 6.6 hours.
Oh, okay. So do you know 6.6 hours, you know, a day? That's a lot of time spent editing.
That's a lot of time.
No one realizes
the
effort you put into editing, and it needs to be
it needs to be applauded.
It needs to be just one person applaud and really softly applause.
One person applause. No, but like
genuinely, I'm very shocked by the consistency you have, and I admire it. So well done. Anyway,
thank you, Lew. Thank you.
I'm your pet. Okay, move on.
A lot. No, but like we back to the topic of the video. we played it, and obviously neither of us had watched Ash versus the Evil Dead, which is the movie that the character is based off of. You knew about it, I think, right?
Yeah,
I had never even
was into it. So.
I had never even heard it, which is like that. That's where I want to bring it whole back to this influential thing, because as a kid, right?
I think I know where you're going with it. Yeah.
As a kid, I you know how there were kids are stupid. We got cool kids and then the nerdy kids, right? And I was in the nerdy category. I was in the nerdy category. Oh yeah, absolutely. But there were some people that are right on the borderline, and they hang out with the nerdies. But when some cool kids show up, they try to be cool. And a lot of people, at least in my opinion, but this may be biased, cool kids watched horror movies because they were cool. They were not scared.
Interesting.
And I was just straight up too scared, and I wasn't scared to admit that. I literally said no. Anytime people said horror movies, I was like, no, I'm gonna just go home, or I don't want to watch that. And I would get, it would be the whole peer pressure thing. No, let's watch it, guys. It's a horror movie.
Yeah.
But because of that, I as a kid, I was actually scared of horror movies. So with the people that watched horror movies, I don't know why kids watch so much horror. It's kind of weird, right?
I mean, it's just a thrill, right? It's like, oh my god, I'm watching an adult movie, which I shouldn't watch.
which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But because of that,
kids.
Because of that, I stopped hanging out with those people that watched horror movies a lot. So I stopped talking to people who talked about horror movies. So I didn't hear about horror movies. And therefore, I never heard about Ash versus the Evil Dead through my entire life. Because as a kid, I wasn't with those kids. As a teenager, it was more about games than movies. And then as an adult, now I just don't really care about movies all that much.
Right.
So I never even it's not even that I knew of the movie but haven't watched it, because that's Halloween. I knew of that. I knew of Myers. He's famous. Yeah. I knew of Freddy just barely. I knew the movie's title. I knew of Saw a lot. I knew that they were horror movies, but Evil Dead, never even heard it. Couldn't even Google it because I didn't even know of its existence. Right?
That's crazy. Yeah.
And then you get a whole lot of comments on that video, like,
oh my god,
your lack of knowledge disappoints me.
People were really disappointed in you, Zet. I read the comments, I think, maybe yesterday or the day before, and half of the comments were how disappointed they were of you.
Half of them was just disappointments. I think it's funny. I think most people, right, are just saying it jokingly. But there are obviously the people. I saw one comment which really made me laugh out loud. It said, like, his lack of knowledge is straight up cringy. I had to click off.
Oh my god, did I see that one? Maybe.
If you read the comments, you probably did. I think, like, obviously, I completely get that being over the top, laughing at everything is cringy to some.
Yeah. And
there's different tastes for humor everywhere, so it's perfectly fine. But lack of knowledge, drop off.
Yeah. That's kind of dumb to criticize.
Because I do think, watching back at the video after reading the comments, that I do clarify I know nothing about the movie in the video, but the most of the movie doesn't actually focus on Ash. It just focuses on his perks and then just us having fun playing in Dead by Daylight. We could have made the exact same video playing as Zoe and Jake for the entire video.
Yeah.
Because you always play Zoe, and I was Jake at the start of the video before we switched to Ash there.
No, exactly.
With the exception of the puppet scenes and the scene about the shop, right?
Yeah.
And still though, like, I still thought that was a great video. But that's just kind of funny.
I don't get why people were so angry, but I mean,
I don't think people were angry. I think people were just jokingly disappointed. But there's always a layer of truth to every joke.
Yeah, obviously. But it was kind of weird how you mentioned you weren't brought up, because I was kind of, when I was a kid, I wasn't a nerd, I wasn't cool, but I was kind of in between. I was an in-betweener, as they say here. And I was brought up with kind of no knowledge of horror movies, but I watched them anyway. I was kind of intrigued.
Okay.
I wasn't really like, my friends weren't really like, oh, let's watch this horror movie. I was like, okay, people are, all the cool kids, watching horror movies, so I'll watch one.
So that was also through influence of cool kids.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I watched them and I really enjoyed them. And actually today, like literally today, I just watched a new 2018 Halloween film, and I really enjoy like horror movies. They're just they're kind of a cheap way to get scared, right? And it's like the scared kind of brings up your adrenaline and makes you kind of feel a bit. Yeah. It's just,
I can totally
really
relate, not
it.
from movies but from games.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, because you play a lot of horror games.
I have picked horror games as like half of my Let's Play games on Sundays, which is even weirder because I was scared of horror movies as a kid, and then as a teenager, like I said, it sort of went away from movies and towards games, and I wasn't really scared of horror movies or games for that matter at that point, but I still watched horror game playthroughs. I watched them. I didn't avoid them. I actually was intrigued, wanted to see them, but I always went down into the comment section, looked for a jump scare list, and every time we would approach that timestamp, I would cover my tablet with my hand.
Oh my God.
And then I would hear the jump scare, the reaction from the player.
I'm safe now.
And then, no, I wouldn't remove and say I'm safe. I would then rewind a couple seconds and then watch it normally.
And then when it's coming.
Because I would know exactly how it's coming and how it's looking. But it's so weird because I wasn't scared, is what I would say. But judging by my actions, I was scared.
Yeah. That's mad.
But I still watched it. And then
is,
recently, when I actually started streaming, like a year ago or so, and I started streaming these horror games, like, I have enjoyed it so much. The thrill. Thrill. And that's why I suddenly really want to pick horror games much more than other cool, interesting games, even though they're still cool to have every now and then. But despite all of that, I'm still not interested in horror movies.
That's kind of mad. But I think horror games are much scarier than horror movies.
Yeah.
The fact that you're playing someone, going through this,
especially first person.
Yeah. The fact that you're in control of the whole story.
Yeah.
And when I watch a horror movie, I can be far away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can watch it over a pillow. But when I'm playing a horror game, I'm in it and I'm kind of looking around, seeing the hints.
Yeah. You forget to move your head in real life. You move your head in the game.
Yeah, when a jump scare comes out, you're too deep into the gameplay that it genuinely startles you. When I'm watching a movie, I can kind of see it as kind of like a screen,
Yeah.
That
you get scared, but then you're taken out of the movie if you need to.
Yeah.
But then in the game, it's it's
thing.
not you in real life getting scared. It's as if your character in the game gets scared, and you can't cover your eyes in that game.
Yeah.
So you just have to face it, run away, or die.
I do the same thing though. If I watch like a sad movie, when maybe a dog or a child dies, but
that escalated. Holy crap!
No, but it comes to the same kind of reasoning, because I take a step back, right, and I kind of look at it and I'm like, oh, it's just an actor, it's a dog actor, it's a child actor. I'm not that scared. But when you're inside of the game, right, you're the one getting scared. It's you're the character, and I'm bloody terrified. I don't know. I'd say I'm way more scared of games than I am of movies. Yeah. I can watch movies anytime. I'm a movie guy. You're not.
Yeah.
I watch movies all the time.
I think part of the reason why I don't really... it's not that I'm scared of horror movies now. It's more like I'm not interested. But I think part of the reason why is that I don't like cheap scares. And I feel like in movies, it's always just, you walk into a dark house and... boom, Michael Myers with a knife pops out around the corner with a loud sound, which I guess from a story based isn't a random scare because he was in the house. Maybe you saw him sneak in earlier or something. But in a game, I feel like some games have cheap jump scares, but games that don't, games that have preventable jump scares, games that have jump scares that are based off of your skill in the game, are a lot more interesting because it feels a lot more like a proper punishment that you get for failing to avoid it, rather than a forced, now is the time for people to get scared.
But
boom.
I kind of like the cheap jump scares in games. I think they're better. I don't like.
Yeah, and I'm the complete opposite.
because like Outlast is full of cheap jump scares, but it just kind of, you know that there's one around the corner, but I'm so excited to see it.
No, I absolutely love Outlast as well. I love
Outlast is one of my favorite horror games. It's amazing.
When I say cheap jump scares, I'm thinking something like, one of those really poorly made pixelated games where you walk into a room and then a flat image just flashes on your screen with a scream.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I hate those.
Yeah,
but I thought you meant as in like, Outlast, when you first go into the asylum, you kind of open a door and a body somehow, doesn't explain how, right, but it just falls in front of the door.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, that's so cheap.
Yeah. You can't avoid it. Those types of jump scares, I think a game needs it to not be too empty. So it's good enough in moderation. But I think movies sort of base themselves on that. Games, however, you have those, but then you have the proper chase moments. Outlast has them too.
Yeah.
The moments where you actually have to hide under a bed and the guy walks past. The moments where they walk right around the corner. The moments where you don't see them, but then they see you. That can be applied
to movies, though.
No, because you don't really have control.
No, of course you don't have control, but there are obviously slasher movies, which are kind of a horror genre.
Yeah, but when I say about chases, I don't mean that it's a chase that's what scares you. I mean, it's an interactive scare.
You're the one being chased, right?
It's that you
don't know what's
control,
behind you,
and you
don't know how close they
things are different, and it's not just scripted.
Yeah.
Those are what I like the most. But obviously, a game like Outlast, it wouldn't be that great if it didn't also have those sort of scares in between.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Outlast where you open the door, nothing happens. You walk through the room, nothing happens. You turn on the generator, nothing happens. You walk into that one room and there's one dude with a bat, and sure, he chases you, but then you get out of the room and nothing happens.
Yeah, no, terrible. It would be terrible.
It would be kind of crap, yeah.
But I do love games that kind of don't jump scare you, but you kind of expect it and you're kind of scared.
Oh, and then, I mean, that is the worst, but I love it as well.
Yeah, one of those games where you turn a corner and you're like, something's gonna jump out, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
God.
And there's some games
like suspense?
There's some games, suspense. There's some games that can pull it off way more intensely than others. There's sometimes where you're just like, there might be a jump scare here, but then there's also sometimes where your stomach just literally like pinches, or how you describe that feeling. How do you describe that feeling?
Yeah, like, I don't know, like clenches kind of.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's so intense in some games.
Yeah.
It's
like
really...
You clench your bumhole. Like.
Yeah, but then there's nothing.
Yeah. No, it's good.
You clench your bumhole, but then there's nothing. No, but then you turn the corner and there's nothing. But then that just heightens it for the next corner. And it could just keep stacking like that.
And especially when, this happens in movies and games when, there's a like really, really intense music playing, then it cuts to silence and you're like, oh my god, something's coming. Yeah. That moment, you're like, I don't know when it's coming, but I know it's coming. Love them moments in scary games.
What I think are the most funny and cool scares in games are where they fake you out with it. So I remember there's one specific scare in Outlast where
is it? I think I know.
There's a dead corpse sitting in a wheelchair.
Yep,
exactly.
Hated it.
I love that one, and I love seeing people's reaction to it. So I'm gonna. So basically,
everyone gets tricked by that one.
You go past it, right, and he looks like he's gonna jump you. So you get that anticipation,
he's in the position,
that suspense, and you walk past it, and then nothing happens. And then you go do your thing, and you completely forget about him, because there's a massive sort of area ahead of that. And you do something that you power up, and then you have to return because an elevator is now powered or something. So you walk back past him, and you think he's now just a prop. You don't really think again.
You don't even look at him. You don't even think about him.
About it. You're just like, oh, I just got to go, down this hallway. And then he jumps you. Absolutely loved that. God. I didn't play it, but I watched that game. Absolutely loved rewatching that specific chapter on other Let's Players just to see how they reacted to it. I love that. That's so funny.
Bloody hell, that was the worst.
Did you play it or did you watch it?
I played that game drunk. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. You did.
Yeah, I played that game drunk, and it got to the point where I was so drunk that I didn't even care about jump scares. I was running past and someone was jumping out at me. I was like, yo, what's going on? but I remember, because I wasn't that drunk when I first started, so the wheelchair definitely got me. Oh my god, Terrible.
I don't remember your reaction to it
finish that
specifically, but I do remember you playing it drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. It was when I used to stream, when I used to record, when I used to. Those were the good days.
Those were the good days. Now we're just here, you know.
Now we're here talking for an hour.
Recording the Zew.
Well, I mean, at least it's getting more views than all my videos. That's the point.
You bring that up, and it becomes so sad.
It is so sad, right?
Well, I mean, considering this is what you do now, it's better to get more views now than more views on old stuff.
Exactly. So. I mean, it kind of shows the progression, but I mean, it wasn't my progression. So, in a way, I don't know how to put it. But yeah, no, we should end this podcast.
Yeah, we should round it off. That's a good place to round it off.
Get into the point of. So yeah, horror movies, scary.
Horror movies, scary.
Scary.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
We will be back.
Thank you, by the way, for sending in that art. If you want to do it, Discord and Twitter.
Yep.
It would be appreciated. Link to our socials in the description or on screen, whichever one you want to do.
Yeah, click the screen right now.
So, wait. No, because you'll pause.
No, don't play it. You'll pause it.
Oh,
no. Wait, did you pause your sentence to try and fake that? I didn't realize.
I didn't, but take it as that. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I'm trying to end the podcast. Stop laughing. Shut up. Goodbye.
Bye.
Zet, stop it. Bye. So yeah, without a pet shop nearby, the only way he could have gotten it is from the gutter.
So why, he just reached out the window and grabbed it?
Well, I can't think of anything else, can you?